You know, in a Deathproof ago, they said, blood is thicker than water. You know what's thicker than blood, though? Money. And I happen to have a lot of money. You see, it may not look like it by the way I dress, or the fact that people make fun of my suits, or where I live. It doesn't matter about the clothes on a man's back. It matters about the mind that a man has. And I choose not to smoke or drink or do drugs, and that makes me a better individual than 90% of the world, and definitely all the people in Deathproof. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm bringing this up. Well, it's because it was that same money that I used to help pay off Notorious TID. Now, let's get one thing perfectly clear. TID is not a part of salvation. He never has, he never will be. He was just a simple man that we hired to do our work for us. He took out Shawnee Mo, Jewells Malone, and Warhead, and he did his job very, very well. And we paid him a lot of money. Now, since we got that issue all cleared up, before I move on to other subjects, I just want to quickly wish Ty Colton, the man who led salvation, the man who was recovering from injury so valiantly, I want to wish him a very speedy recovery, and we hope, Mr. Colton, that you return to the ring very soon and once again lead salvation and help cure the problem that Deathproof has. Now, since I got those things out of the way, let's move on to Sunday, shall we? Let's move on to Eazy-E, having to defend his Deathproof Fight Club Championship belt against Jewells Malone. And not just in any kind of wrestling match. Oh no, God forbid Deathproof decides to do that. No, it's going to be in a barbwire table match. A barbwire table match, really? I mean, think about it first of all. A woman is going to go against a man for the championship belt. That's already one cardinal rule that you don't do in professional wrestling. You shouldn't have to mix the men with the women. It's women versus women and men versus men. And I'm not trying to be sexist here. I'm not trying to come across as a chauvinist pig, but I'm just simply saying there's a reason why men are in the main event and women are always put in that lull, so that way when the crowd is dying a little bit down, you bring the women out to show a little bit of tits and ass. And Jewells Malone, trust me, that is all you're good for in this business, and you're not even that good at that. I mean, come on, this is what happens when rats find boots. And now, apparently, this rat is going to find herself in a championship match. The only thing that she's going to be able to find herself is a trip to the hospital, because Eazy-E is going to wrestle circles around her and leave her so confused that she'll put herself through the barbed wire table. Now, that leads me to the other reason why I'm cutting this promo, and that's because of my best friend, Jesse Amato. Jesse, you just need to learn to shut your mouth sometimes, man. I mean, that mouth of yours has now gotten you in the biggest fight of your career. Now, you're probably thinking that, you know, your match with Masada or your trip to IWA Mid-South or Juggalo Championship Wrestling, you know, all that was the biggest highlights of your career. No. This match is the biggest highlight of your career because you're stepping in the ring with Rob Rage, a man who simply is going specifically to this show to murder you. To literally grab you by your neck and throw you from pillar to post and whip you back with that chain just so he can continue the beating. Look, Jesse, I don't know why you called out Rob Rage, why you think you have to call out Rob Rage, why this match is so important to you. I mean, think about it. The companies I just mentioned, you toured there. You're doing your brand of professional wrestling. And you know what? I'm happy for you. I really am. If this is what you want to do with your life, God bless it. But the fact of the matter is, it is going to get you killed eventually one of these days. And your career is going to be cut a lot more short if you step in the ring this Sunday with Rob Rage. Because he's not going there to win the tournament. He's not going there so that way he can be able to raise his hand in victory as he holds up some stupid barbed wire trophy. No. The man is going specifically to the Rockpile East to end your career. And possibly end your life. Look, Jesse, I'm saying this as your best friend. You may not think I'm your best friend, but I'm really, really trying to get this match stopped. I have been trying to get a hold of Deathproof officials for several weeks now, trying to get this match specifically canceled. And why? No, not for Rage, because I'm not worried about Rage. I am worried about you. And this Sunday, you are going to be stepping in the ring with Rage in a dog collar match. And I am pleading you, please don't show up. I am pleading for you not to show up because I don't want to see my best friend carted away in an ambulance, getting sewn up and stitched up, and possibly needing a wheelchair for the rest of his life. And for what? To prove what? That he can go in the ring with one of the biggest and the baddest in Ontario? The fact that he's going to stand up for Deathproof Fight Club when this company has never stood up for you. So you go ahead and show up if you must, but I am imploring you, don't do it. For our friendship, or what's left of it, please don't show up this Sunday night. I'm not saying this to be the bad guy, Jesse. I'm saying this because I care. And I am Adam Haze, and I represent the salvation of professional wrestling, and we have never been a part of the problem. No, we've always been a part of the solution. And Jesse, this Sunday, if you show up, I guarantee you will understand the meaning when Rage sees red. Then you're dead.